Everybody believes that they need to be happy in life. But no, you don't. That's a lie. You know what I mean? What is the point of happiness? I mean, if you think about it seriously, you don't need to be happy in general. And the issue is, like, this is a dilemma that everybody faces with because they think they need to be happy. And in order to attain happiness, they do literally anything they can to do it, which includes sacrificing their own sanity and success in general.
Exactly. Especially here in America, there is this consumer culture where, oh, buy this and you'll be happy, buy the latest iPhone and you'll be happy. But in reality, that emptiness, that void in your heart is never going to be filled through these materialistic things. Especially here in America. They try to sell you things that you don't really need so you could feel something that, you know, is kind of mundane, and then the feeling is going to go away after a week. And then you look for another hit, and then another hit. What is this guy doing? What is this guy doing? You scroll on social media, you see these lavish lifestyles, you see all the materialistic things, and you think to yourself, this is going to attain me happiness. But in reality, let me tell you something. Especially as a man, a hard-working young man living in America, I'm sure you've experienced this in your life if you're watching this podcast. You experience the phenomenon in which where you endure hard work, you endure purpose, and you feel fulfilled. Let's say you go to the gym, you get a nice workout in, you feel fulfilled, you feel purposeful. You know what I mean?
You feel extremely fulfilled, and that's actually truly where you feel a sense of accomplishment when you do harder things. And tying back to the concept of happiness, buddy, happiness was when you were 10 years old, 11 years old, you know, you used to get treated, go to Disney, whatever. That was happiness when you were a kid. You gotta understand, my friend, that now you are a grown man. There's no more time for happiness. There's no more time for sadness, for being angry, for being depressed. No, there's no time for that. You gotta understand that I am a man now, and my feelings don't really matter too much, right? You can't just go around expressing, oh, I'm sad, or oh, I feel happy. Buddy, you gotta do what you have to do. You gotta wake up the next morning and you gotta perform the tasks regardless of how you feel. No matter if I feel happy, if I feel sad, if I feel angry, if I feel pissed off. I hate to break it to you, but nobody gives a singular damn. Nobody cares whether you feel like happy, you feel sad. No, you gotta get up and you gotta perform regardless of how you feel.
Especially as a man. You know, there's a lot of young men just blowing in the wind. Allowing life to drag them from happy place to sad place to neutral. You gotta stop thinking to yourself, oh man, I'm not happy, I'm not this and that. I guarantee you, when you start putting yourselves in uncomfortable situations, in things that are hard, you're gonna start feeling this sense of fulfillment in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. You're gonna start feeling something like you never felt before. And the true sign of a man is that they start appreciating all the feelings, all the emotion. They appreciate anger. They appreciate sadness. They appreciate the highs and they appreciate the lows.
And trust me on this right here. Take it from us. Most of you guys may not agree with this because you guys haven't really tasted it yet. But you think, though, deep down inside, that the materialistic objects will make you happy.
Absolutely not, you know? You see, here's the thing. Because when you were a little kid, you chased like never-ending, you know, pleasure over and over again. So that, like, you know, the immature, you know, unfortunately, the immature of human beings, they don't know how to get over that. So that ties into their adult life. So because they're so used to chasing, you know, pointless things, they become hedonistic when they grow up. They chase these materialistic things just like how they used to chase pointless activities when they were young, just so they can, you know, experience some happiness.
Exactly.
And the mature of people, they understand that, look, you've grown up. Like, it's time to let go of things. I'm sorry, but that's the past. Okay? Now you're an adult. Happiness doesn't exist anymore. I mean, there is hedonism, but that's not going to help you out.
Yeah.
You know, that's going to destroy your life, and it's going to destroy you mentally. Now, the mature people, they understand that, look, times have changed. Instead of being happy, what I should aim for is being accomplished and appreciating what I have.
Yeah.
That's how you become happy as an adult.
I'd rather be the billionaire with millions of problems real estate deals, problem with the, business, all these problems, taxes, tax evasion, whatever. I'd rather be that guy taking on the world rather than the guy that's just happy and comfortable sitting in their comfort zone.
Yeah. You have to listen. The most successful man is the man who endured the most stress, the most problems, the most just endured so much. But you know what? They just accepted that, I'm a man and this is what I have to do. This is what I have to go through now because this is what I have to do now. This is just my job. This is I have to do. I have to shut up and just provide for my family, for my loved ones. Nobody really cares how you feel, buddy. Nobody cares how you feel.
Tying back to what you were saying about, I would much rather, infinitely rather, be a billionaire with billions of problems than being, an ordinary person that doesn't have any problems. You see, because that billionaire, although he has some problems, those are good problems, though.
Yeah.
Because those are challenges, you see?
Exactly.
Because that's what makes you happy. As a man, if you don't have, you see, listen, as human beings, we're always longing for an enemy, Without an enemy, without something to fight in general, without a struggle, without a purpose, a cause to fight for.
Yeah.
There is no showdown. There's no entertainment, But when you are that billionaire with those hundreds of problems or whatever, those are challenges that you have to fight for, and that's some action that naturally human beings are drawn to action.
Exactly.
So
And all
that makes you truly fulfilled.
And all these feelings, right? Anger, sadness, freaking depression, anxiety. You gotta take all these and be like, yo, I own you. I'm not gonna let you affect me. I'm not gonna let you affect my actions, right? Once you get to that level of being so capable of being in control of your own mind, when you stop letting your emotions affect what you do every day, and when you stop letting your emotions listen, if you're a man and you let your emotions and your bad day and you take that out on other people, you are a weak man. Such a weak man. The man that is constantly calm, never really takes out his emotions out on other people, that is the strongest man. The man that understands that everything that happens in this world is my freaking problem. I don't give a singular damn. Everything that happens is my problem and I have to deal with it. My brothers have to deal with it. Not my wife, my whatever the hell. It's my problem. I deal with it. All right? That's what you have to understand.
Yeah, tying back to that point, everything is your fault as a man. If it rains outside, it's your fault. You didn't bring an umbrella.
Yeah.
If somebody cuts you off in traffic, it's your fault. You were speeding too much. Everything is your fault. When you start realizing this, when you start taking accountability, you're going to start finding answers to your problems. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
Yeah.
Stop feeling like you're the victim, and actually take a step and understand that no, these problems, I need to do something about them. I need to stop being such a little dibby dabbler, and I need to start working and executing. Bro, I wake up 7:30 a.m. sharp in the morning. I freaking grind, reps, business, caffeine, coffee, on the desk, studying, freaking work. 10:30 p.m. sharp, I'm freaking out like a light.
Yeah.
I sleep like a baby. 7:30 a.m. wake up again, boom, reps, working. When you're constantly putting in the work as a man, I always tell this to my young fellow, my little brother, you need to be constantly working. You need to be constantly working. Why? Because especially as a man, filled with energy, filled with charisma, filled with confidence, you need to be constantly working. Because if you're not pushing and striving towards something each and every single day, each and every single minute, each and every single damn second, life is going to be so mundane. It's going to be so boring. You're going to start dragging from your purpose. You're going to start falling into bad things, falling into bad desires. Satan is your enemy. Take him as your enemy. Going back to the point where you say enemy, Satan is the main enemy. Satan is behind all these consumer culture materialistic things. He's behind all these dilemmas that are currently happening in society. Take Satan as your enemy and grab him by the throats. Choke him and put in the damn work. Nobody's going to drag you out of bed. Nobody, especially as soon as you turn 18, nobody's going to hold your hand and tell you what to do with your life. Stop feeling sorry for yourself.
100%. And a man like that just reps, work. That is a dangerous man. And that is exactly what the system is targeting. Men like that. Why? Because men like that, they can't just sit and color in the lines. No, they'll freaking crash out. Men like this are dangerous. Why? Because they understand that I'm not a sheep. I'm not a sheep, and I'm not gonna just be obedient. I'm not gonna conform, right? That is. Do you know what they say in psychology? You know what they say in psychology?
What's up?
They say that. So my teacher, I'm taking psychology right now. My teacher said we're discussing the concept of conforming, and she's trying to cover up that her life is a complete utter mess. She's saying that conforming could sometimes be good. So she tried relating it with like stopping at a stop sign. That listen, that is not conforming. The word to conform has a very deeper meaning, that the whole entire system that everybody's conforming to. Pure example. Hey boss, can I take a, I'm feeling kind of sick. I don't know if you already used up all your sick days. You gotta show up. Oh, okay. You're just conforming like a bastard, man. Like, you can't keep settling for little and little and little. Stop conforming and start thinking with that damn brain in your head.
Dude, imagine having to ask permission to stay at home to heal from something you can't control. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life. That, bro,
let me get a little 30-minute lunch break in. Bro, brother, I know, I understand. I'm not trying to bash, we're not trying to bash hard-working job.
No.
But let me tell you something, my friend. You are the lazy individual. I believe it is more lazier to go work a job for 40 years than it is to actually run and think with the brain of yours and actually construct a business. Yes. Because you may say, oh, I work 8 hours a day, I work 56 hours a week. Yeah, but you had those thoughts and you had those ideas and you had those aspirations in your brain just waiting to be emitted into real life. But you didn't take action, you kept your mouth shut, you threw the key, and you just shut up and you just continued going to the 9 to 5. We're youngins over here. God blessed us with these mindsets, and God blessed us with this opportunity to share these thoughts with the rest of these people that are currently watching this video. So please understand that you can't conform, you can't be lazy, actually pertain to the ideas that God is blessing you with.
I want to say something very interesting, okay? So I'm sure everybody knows what the book, The 48 Laws of Power. I read that book like a year and a half ago, you know?
I just skimmed through it a little bit.
Yeah, I skimmed through it as well, but I think one of the laws, I think it was, Law 27, it was something about like building like a following or something. So, everybody, it was very interesting. This like law was actually like, you know, it caught my mind. But every single human being naturally is drawn to believe in a cause. They're naturally drawn to follow a path in general. So the vast majority of people who are, you know, the NPC consumer tax wage slaves, they are the victims of that, like they are the victims of that influence, you know. They are the ones that are in the sheep herd. They are the ones that follow, are the ones that believe in a cause. But you see, you have the minority of people that know that, look, there is this thing of cause and people wanting to believe in it. So they know that they can take advantage of it by being the center of that cause. By actually, you know, forming a following, by creating something, you know, interesting that people will be drawn to, and the sheep will follow it. You know?
Exactly, and that's so true. And creating a following, all these things, there are so many distractions in this world. They try to distract you with the clubs. They try to distract you with the woman. They try to distract you with all these things to deter you from your main purpose and mission. Mainly, woman. As a man, we're naturally, you know, attracted to women. It's perfectly fine. But if you are genuinely able to control this feeling and to control your hormones and this feeling, you will be unstoppable. You will be unstoppable, I'm telling you. If you're genuinely able to control this feeling and not let it control you, there's nothing that's going to stop you. Nothing. If you're able to beat this, there's nothing that's going to stop you.
Going back to the topic of how Satan, the system, the consumer culture, everything is trying to drag you and control you like a little puppet, you know, with the little strings. Everything is trying to control you. As a man, life is difficult, especially living in America. You know, everything is trying to control you, from the food you consume, from the content you consume. You know, everything is trying to control you.
Even what they push down your throat in the streets.
Exactly. I'm walking through the streets of Chicago. You know, I live in Chicago. Everybody has their headphones in, on their phones, neck is about to break. You know, I'm on the train, everybody looks like docile, obedient, like NPC consumer slaves. You know, they want society like that. You know, we're gonna pop up a picture right now. This is probably the first thing we're ever gonna do on the podcast like this. We're gonna
ever actually insert.
Yeah, we're gonna pop up a picture right now. So my voice is gonna be over the picture. But as you guys can see, a microchip is constructed in the same manner as a city. You know,
I think I saw that one time.
Yeah. And this is getting a little bit kind of philosophical here, but hear me out. Pay attention.
Very deep.
I don't think you've heard this anywhere else. So, this microchip is constructed in a fashion that looks replicable to a city, right? You have the little keyboards, you have the microscope, the whatever, and it's fashioned in a city. When you look at the city of Chicago, it looks directly like that, right? When I'm sitting in the train, I came to this conclusion because my mind is just so freaking elaborative and so initiative. The people in the train are the energy. They're the energy going to the 9 to 5, going to their jobs. They're the energy that keeps the microchip churning. Without the people, the whole system would collapse.
Wow.
You know, from the train stations, all just going to their jobs, from how the roads are constructed in a circular manner, from the financial institutions being right smack dab in the center, from the Sears Tower being right smack dab in the center with the billions of dollars, and everybody just walking around with their phones, with their headphones, with everything. So as you guys can see this picture, city, microchip, the energy for the microchip is the people. Without the people, everything is destroyed.
That's so true. Relating to this, bro, even the trains, they're called like the red line, the blue line. These are like, what are color the chords? Red line, blue line? It's like, and I did actually think of that. You know what I'm saying?
If y'all don't have the articulate minds, just like me and my brothers here, you guys think like, what are these guys saying? But the actual individuals that actually have a mind and
opening your mind,
like just like to think like us, then you actually understand and know what we're talking about.
Exit the freaking sheep herd, bro. Like, do not be the follower of the goddamn cause. Bro, be the creator of the cause yourself, my friend.
That's very, very true. I want to talk about something. It's a little off topic, but it was something so interesting I wanted to genuinely share with you guys. A very successful creation by the system. Plastic. I'm going to just talk about it for a little bit.
But that's all. Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
So, plastic.
Yeah.
Plastic was created, I read an article about this. Plastic was created in 1907. 1907, right? And there was a chart pulling up the fertility rates, how many people are being created, how many new people are coming into the earth. It was the chart was through the roof. It was extremely high, starting from the 1800s to the 1907. It was very, very high. Then plastic was invented. They started putting plastic in the water bottles, plastic, your cereals in the plastic bags. Everything is made out of plastic. You slowly start to see that from 1907 until the year right now, 2025, the fertility rates have decreased tremendously, and people are not able to make babies. Why?
That is scary.
It is extremely scary because of the microplastics and the nanogram plastics that you're consuming. Literally, the average human consumes 5 grams of plastic per week. Isn't that insane? That is insane.
I saw that fact as well. And it's extremely scary. And do you know what the scientists say? They say, correlation doesn't equal causation. And I'm sure you've heard of that before. That's just absolutely stupid.
And just a cover up.
Bro, it's just a justification.
Yeah, correlation doesn't equal causation in some aspects. Like, for example, if you consume too much dairy, you may have acne. You're like, something like that. But when you have stuff like plastic going up, more sedentary lifestyles, more seed oils, and you slowly see the population, the health of the population decreasing, think to yourself, think with your brain. Be an individual that constantly asks the question, why? A lot of people fear saying that. We are the voice for you guys. We have these articulate minds. We have these articulate souls and these articulate hearts to share with you. And I heard this, that some individuals were saying we're spreading poisonous messages. You know, how pathetic and mundane of a life can you have to think to yourself, and as a man looking at these young individuals and say to yourself, "No,
trying to inspire.
we're just trying to inspire and make young people freaking strong.
Just turn the brain. That's all we're trying to do.
We're trying to make you strong, my friend. The word strength is not just physically, but mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You need to be strong. And a society that's constantly trying to repel you away from your path, away from your mission, you need to stay steadfast. You need to stay steadfast on what's important.
Exactly.
Bro, at that thing of like, bro, the guy that you're talking about that said that we're spreading poisonous or whatever.
And the thing is, we don't even know who this guy is.
No,
right?
we don't even know who he is.
Like, so the fact that they're going to other people saying this,
You bastard!
Yeah, you actually are a freaking bastard. if you're watching this. So,
Actually,
please.
how can you hate on this masterpiece, my friend?
Exactly.
We're spreading pure
But yeah,
and
seriously,
utter inspiration.
That's
You
like,
know-
bro, that's like, let me give you an analogy. I'm trying to think of an analogy. Give me a second, huh? That's like an angel comes down from the freaking sky, offering you a mountain of gold, and then shooting the angel with a gun. That's literally what it is.
Yeah,
that's
bro.
the same.
It's
That's
like-
Bro, some people are too comfortable with their lives.
Exactly.
They like their Doritos Ranch and they like just his paying, you know, like just chilling.
Bro,
what I
I'm
mean?
telling you right now, you don't find this type of content anywhere on the internet.
But you will
Anywhere.
not find anybody like us that who screams at the top of their lungs just to give you quality content, valuable information, and humor all at the same time.
Yeah, man.
You don't find that. You don't find that anywhere.
You don't find
Bro,
that anywhere.
And I hate when people say, "Oh, cringe. Oh, try too hard."
Bro, I should grab them by the goddamn neck and just rub them in the goddamn dirt and just watch them freaking die.
For real, my friend.
And just throw them all across the freaking.
I agree. True. I agree.
Chill out.
No, I don't want to do that, babe. Because they hate their lives.
No,
they
of
already
course.
hate themselves enough. So I don't need to do anything.
It's okay.
You know, they have, you know. But going back to the cringe argument, bro, you have absolutely nothing going on in your life. You have
I saw a guy,
absolutely
yeah.
nothing.
People- a
So
guy
when
that
people
comes
say, "Oh, this is cringe, this is stupid," they're trying too hard. When the people that are actually being called cringe, they actually have a passion. They actually are pushing and striving towards something in their life, while the other people just want to bring you down. You know, it's like goes back to the rubber band thing that we mentioned
we
in
did
the
a few
other
podcasts,
podcast, where it's like a rubber band. You're trying to freaking break and explode from the rubber band, but they just pull you right back.
And that's so true. Every single time, if you're watching this, it's cringe, it's stupid. What are these guys doing? I just want you to think of this. Every single time, I want you to think of this. Where are you gonna be in 2 years, and where are we gonna be in 2 years?
Jerking off.
You're gonna be. They are. Listen, we're gonna be.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
bastard!
We're gonna be.
Yo, the
listen, the next
Continue.
podcast, I hope you guys stay tuned because the next couple podcasts we're gonna be filming it on the beaches, right?
Yeah, we will,
And
we
freaking
will.
Puerto Rico.
Yo,
so where you gonna be? Where are we gonna be?
Just continue watching, my friend.
But the
Just
guy-
continue
the guy-
watching. Just continue living your stupid mundane life while we're over here just trying to spread positivities, trying to spread
Yeah, bro,
motivation.
seriously, yeah.
We're just trying to make the youth of America strong.
Yeah, bro.
That's it. Plain out, pure, utter, simple, period, end of sentence.
Yeah.
We just want to make you guys strong.
Yeah, seriously.
That's
bro.
it.
The
You
guy
know?
you were talking about, I saw that comment. It was like on a YouTube short, like that we posted like 3 weeks ago or
No,
something.
YouTube Shorts are for the degenerates.
Yeah,
you know
of
what I
course,
mean?
yeah.
It is.
But I saw the
Any
comment.
sport of shorts current content is for degenerates.
Yeah, seriously.
I'm sorry to break it to you.
Yeah, but the guy that said you guys are cringy. Guess how many followers he had? 0.
Yeah.
No, like literally 0. Like it had zero freaking followers.
It's not about the
And he
followers.
post-
it's just, like,
I'm not- it's not about
he's
the
like
followers.
too scared to like even like put his face.
And
you know?
yes, and his
Like,
his
and-
profile picture was just an
yeah,
just
like imagine being so.
ridiculous.
Just imagine
stupid,
being
and
such
naive.
a bastard
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
to the point where you're too scared to show your face on the internet.
Oh, I don't look good like a pimp or. Bro, are you gay? Are you gay? Like, man, bro, do you know what type of people piss me off the most?
Who?
What people piss me off the most?
Who?
The men that are always trying to look good, like
Bro, like, should I backhand the hell out of you?
Yeah, like,
You know,
like,
it genuinely does not matter.
Yeah.
Just get rich, get
Bro, it
$1
doesn't-
billion,
Bro, I promise
just get absolutely jacked, and just, you know, live your life to the maximum capability.
I promise
And,
there are
then, and then they'll spawn in like flocks, and
Yeah.
you could pick and choose, my friend.
That's extreme.
And there's just this, like, oh, what if she doesn't like me? Like, bro, you're a bastard, my
So
friend.
fucking
You're,
retarded.
bro, you're actually a pure and utter slave,
ridiculous,
degenerate,
stupid,
37%
goddamn it.
tax, consumer,
Absolutely naive
broke.
as hell.
You know what I mean? Like, you could pick and choose. I came to the level where I can literally just pick and choose, my friend.
Yeah, bro.
You know, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You know,
and bro, when you carry yourself in such a good manner, when you like genuinely like when you get money, when you take care of your physique, when you take care of yourself, when you eat good, when you know you lift weights, bro, you could choose whatever woman you want. But rather the person that goes around chasing, good luck getting anybody.
So I want to touch on specifically, you know, these like looks maxing guys in general. I mean, I have nothing against them. I mean, like if that's how they make money, you know, off the general following, you know, I respect
following,
that. Yeah, I respect how they make money, but I'm talking for the average person, not for those big content creators. I respect them because they're hardworking. I'm talking about the average person. There are only two reasons why they would want to look as good, like trying to make themselves look as good as they can. Okay, because they want to attract a woman, or because they, I don't know if like they just want to look good in general, because they want to gain respect. Let me tell you something, my friend. I don't give a damn how you look. Okay, I promise you, if you were rich and you were big, and you were strong physically, bro, you'll gain all the respect anybody can have ever imagined.
And listen
And
to
you
this,
will
listen
attract
to
you
this.
you can attract any woman you want, regardless of how ugly you are. I don't give a damn how ugly
Bro,
you are.
when I walk into a room, I don't care if this sounds narcissistic. I genuinely don't give a singular damn. When I walk into a room, the whole energy freaking shifts.
Yes.
The whole freaking energy just makes a whole 180. I don't give a singular damn if this sounds narcissistic or not. Because I worked on
I don't think it
myself
sounds narcissistic.
so freaking hard.
Yeah.
So freaking hard. And I don't even need to try. I don't even need to utter a single letter. Because people look at me and they say to themselves in their brains, damn, this guy is different.
Yeah.
Because he went through freaking hell. I don't care if it sounds narcissistic. When I walk into a damn room, the whole energy shifts.
No, I think
You
it's very
literally,
humble.
I
you
just
stick
don't
out.
give a damn, bro.
You
Because
stick-
I
that
put
sounds pretty
myself
humble.
Yeah,
through
sounds
literal hell, my friend. I put myself through freaking work, bro.
Yeah, bro.
that's
You literally stick out like a sore thumb when you're not even trying. Why? Because you just carry that energy with you. That damn, this guy ain't like the rest, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Like
only
for
person-
example, you're just like, for me, like I'm sitting in class. I'm literally sitting in class, and I'm like looking around the class. There are so many men with like just no test, and for some reason I'm just sitting there and I stick out. Why? Freaking obvious, right?
Because I'm
these
me.
dudes.
Yes.
I am me.
Yes.
Okay, so
And it's not
narcissistic.
narcissistical, and you think
No, I don't think
it's narcissical.
Everything is narcissistic. You're absolutely retarded. You have no
Oh,
idea.
look, no, it's just confidence and charisma and belief in
No,
yourself.
I think it's very humble.
Yes,
If you
yes,
think
exactly.
it's narcissistic, I disagree
bro,
with you. You're
bro,
an
if-
idiot.
if nobody's
Your
gonna
opinion
believe
does
you-
not matter at all.
Bro,
It's very humble.
Nobody's gonna believe in you. Why not believe in yourself, my friend?
Exactly, bro.
Why not have that delusional belief in yourself? Because, bro, for example, you have a smart individual, always coming up with doubts, always coming up with problems. But then you have that smart individual as well, but they have the high risk appetite. They don't give a damn if it works out or not.
Yeah,
you know,
that's
I'd rather be the individual that has a higher risk appetite. I don't give a damn if it works out or not. I'm gonna try it 1-2 billion times.
Yeah.
I don't care.
And listen, no one's coming to save you. No one's coming to hold your hand. No one's coming to take the bed sheets off and pull you out of bed. No one's gonna do that besides yourself, buddy. Besides yourself.
Yeah, bro.
And listen, you're constantly thinking for a freaking damn opportunity to just come to you from heaven.
Just come from the heavens. Just come to me from the heavens.
Names
Listen,
are coming to
come to me
you
from
gotta,
heaven.
bro. You gotta
You gotta
freaking-
go out and grab it, man.
Yeah,
You
Grab
gotta
it.
freaking grab your balls.
Grab it.
And you gotta squeeze them. And you gotta tell yourself, I gotta do this shit myself. No one's coming to save me, buddy. No one.
Okay, we're going off on a little bit of a rant here, but you could see the passion. You could see the passion. So let's recenter. All right, going back to the topic of the illusion of happiness, my friend. You need to understand that when you put yourself in uncomfortable situations, when you put yourself in difficult situations, you are nevertheless going to find yourself. What do I mean by find yourself? You're gonna start understanding, what do I want with my life? What is my purpose? What did God put me on this planet for to do? And me personally, I'm a slave of God. I am a pure servant of God the Almighty. You know? And at the end of the day, a lot of people are slaves to the happiness, to the dopamine, to the money, to their ego, to the females, to what they're gonna say about me, to other people's expectations. But do you know what I am, and my brothers here are? We're slaves to the God Almighty. The most just, the most kind, the most merciful. Right?
You should
And
only be a slave to God. That's it.
What an honor it is to be a slave and servant to God. Because by nature, humans are slaves. And the elites and the system and Satan knows this. That by nature, humans are slaves. And how do they get you? They make you be a slave to the dopamine, to the, the ego, to the females, the girls, the latest clothes, the latest Balenciaga, the latest whatever. But rather, you should be a slave to God and God alone. For God has put us on this earth for a reason. I said this in the very first podcast. God put us on this planet for a reason, for a mission, for a purpose. And if you're not pushing and striving towards that purpose,
You are an absolute idiot.
You are going to live a life of misery, my friend. I was about to say that.
So listen, key takeaway, stop looking for happiness. Stop seeking happiness, because it's not going to come. Happiness comes and goes.
Seek
right?
accomplishment.
The true happiness as a man is seeing you as providing for your loved ones and seeing them cherish. That is the true happiness of a man.
And just winning in general. Like I said, you need... Everybody wants an enemy in general. Without an enemy in life, life is going to be boring. Because there's no... there's no antagonist to your plot. And bro, if you win so easily, which is not going to happen anyway, because there is no fight to win.
And there is no get lucky either.
Yeah,
Do you know who's my enemy? I said this earlier in the podcast. My enemy is Satan. There's always that little voice at the back of my mind. Oh no, don't get out of bed like that. No, just take a little rest day. That's Satan, my friend. Take Satan as your enemy.
Yes.
The moral of this podcast is, stop looking and searching for happiness. Rather, search for purpose.
Of course. Absolutely, my friend.
Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one. You know what I'm saying, man.